Hello everybody. In today's video, we're going to be taking a closer look at the AI Freestyle tool, and we're going to be going over just one simple use case today. We're going to be creating a document that supports a lesson plan that educates students on how Jim Crow laws affected African Americans in the South during times of segregation. And so let's go ahead and just start off by asking Copilot to of create a list of 10 Jim Crow laws implemented in the South. So now we have our uh, list of 10 items. And if we don't like those 10 items, which I'll just show you real quick, we can always generate a new list here. We just click generate output again, and it'll give us a fresh list of items. If we find that it's giving us the same list over and over again, then we'll want to change our input just a little bit. And so we'll actually take this list. It looks like it's a little bit more detailed. And so you always want to make sure to check and verify that everything on the list is accurate and that it's relevant to the lesson and appropriate as well. Um, Essentially, we're not letting the AI do our entire job for us, it's just assisting us. And so next, we're going to want more details on each one of these items. So let's go ahead and give Copilot another task. And all we've done so far is ask Copilot to generate a list of 10 laws. We've got those laws here, and now we're going to give it another task. So let's go ahead and ask Copilot, give us more context for each law on the list above. Provide examples, supporting details, and additional information that will help students understand the laws and time period. And so what we can do is we can go ahead and just press generate output as we have it right now. However, Copilot sometimes will do things that aren't structured the way we want it to be. And so one way that we can help with that is by giving it a little structure just like this. So we'll go ahead and start it off with the first item of the list. We don't need to actually write the context and the additional information, but even just giving it a little bit of formatting like this goes a long ways in helping uh, direct the structure of the output. And so this one will take a little bit longer to generate because it should be outputting a lot more information um, than what we put in. And so now we have more details on each example. We'll go ahead and generate another output if we didn't like this first one, for example. And all right, so we can go ahead and take that list and paste it in there. We'll save the fixing the formatting to save time here. So we can see that we've got a pretty extensive list that is built on just this starting input here, which we got 10 different laws or 10 different examples of segregation. And then we get more context for each one of these different items up here. So what we can do from here is we can either continue generating more information and more details and generating more commands. But what I actually want to do is see if we can't make these examples here even more detailed than what we currently have. And so let's take a better look at our task. give us more context for each law on the list above. So each example of segregation on the list above. Example of segregation on the list above. Provide examples, supporting details, and additional information. So let's go ahead and provide 2 examples for each segregation item on the list. Include granular details for each list item and provide additional information. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this first list item here. We're going to take the first item that it gave us, and we're going to add example number 1, and we're going to generate the output. And this should give us a structured list that is much more detailed and contains hopefully multiple examples for each list item, but in the worst case, it'll just include, okay, here we go. So let's go ahead, paste that in there, just like that. And then we'll take the rest of this and paste that in there. Okay, and then let's go ahead, because it didn't give us our full list here, let's go ahead and generate the output again and see if it completes our list and generates all of the other examples that we need. And this one's taking much longer, which is usually a good sign in terms of it generating a long output. So we can see that we got even more. We'll go ahead and paste that in there. And we're up to number 5. We've got 10 items on our list, so let's keep going. Can get rid of that, just that way we can clean it up. And we can generate more items here. And then we've got now up to example number 7. So we'll go ahead and keep generating an output to finish our list. And now we have our completed list. So let's go ahead and paste this in here. And then let's open it up in Google Docs and see what we are working with. All right, so we've got our first command here, which was to create a list of 10 Jim Crow laws. And what it gave us was a list of 10 laws as well as 10 different examples of segregation. Is probably a more accurate definition of what it gave us. And then the next task was to give us more context for each example. And you'll remember that we edited this just a little bit. And what we finally did was we took the first part of one of the examples that it generated, and then we actually set up this format here, which led to us actually getting this really detailed and in my opinion, informative list of how Jim Crow laws and different acts of segregation were implemented in the South. And so we'll see here that we've got 2 examples for each different list item. And I'm just working on formatting it a little bit so that way we can see what we're working with. And so uh, Essentially, what you could do with this is print it out. You could use it to guide your lesson for the day, or this is a lot of information. Maybe you might cover some of these in 2 days, or you could actually just pick and choose a couple of different things from this document that you've generated to guide your lesson. And so this is just one use case of the AI Freestyle. If you guys have any recommendations based on what you've seen here, hopefully it's sparked some imagination and creativity on how you guys can actually use Freestyle to create documents and educational materials for your classroom. But that's all for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Have a great day and enjoy using Copilot.